hurt me.
I just wanted to play.
I know, my boy. I know. Okay. Off to bed now.
Off to bed now. Oh. Oh, Sheila. Oh. Little Dodie. Get the Dodie first. I get his flower here though. Let me see if I don't get to it now. Yep. Oh, that's the last one. Let's see if we can watch some TV.
You know, when I saw those books, I mean, I've never seen a children's book with drawings like that. I wouldn't be writing monster songs and creepy songs about death if it wasn't for books like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and the things that I enjoyed as a kid that influenced me and got me excited about songs about death. Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. Well, that first line obviously is just saying that we're all gonna die, and death is what we're all waiting for, and death is what we want. We just don't want to get there sooner than we have to. Worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. Those lines, I think those lines are in every rendition of the Her song. I think that was one that no matter who's, because it's changed so much and everyone has their own version of it, and you go to summer camp and kids make up new, lyrics for it, but they pretty much all have that verse in it. And Pinochle, I don't even know how to play that. I don't know if I know what it is. It's a card game. And that is the end of a perfect day. Ends on a really happy note. So death doesn't have to be a really bad thing. It doesn't have to be. It's natural and it's good. And at the end, we decay, and our beautiful bodies and beautiful faces, start to droop, and our eyes fall out, and our chests cave in, and the worms invite their friends to come party inside our bodies. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We should teach our children it's a good thing. Goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks, and all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin coffin begins to leak and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. They invite their friends and their friends too. They all come down to chew on you. And this is what it is to die. I hope you had a nice goodbye. Did you ever think as a hearse goes by that you may be the next to die? And your eyes fall out and your teeth decay, and that is the end of a perfect day.
Scary stories. Let's go. Well, a hell of an intro.
It'll resonate with you on one level as a young kid, and then when you go back and revisit those stories as an adult, you appreciate totally different things that you never noticed when you were young.
I think every kid from the 80s and 90s knew these stories. Every sleepover we would tell these stories, long car trips, recess.
You had to sign up a couple weeks in advance if you wanted to get them.
I know it's the first place that I always shot to when I went to the library was to look for these books on the shelves, and every single copy looked like it had been worn out.
The Scary Stories book is my childhood, a very important part of my childhood.
They still have power now to adults, I think, but to a kid they're just this perfect blend of frightening and mysterious and a little bit beautiful, I think.
I kind of felt like I had discovered something, and I had to share that with everybody.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark were a collection of 3 books that my dad wrote in the 90s and early 1990s. Emerged out of his interest in folklore, folk tales, folk humor, his efforts to capture that tradition in the United States and around the world for kids. Now you have a generation of kids that grew up with these books who are now themselves adults and parents.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula. Careful. Here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
Creepy Crawler, Thing Maker 2, an electrical toy.
It's disgusting.
Creepy Crawler, Thing Maker 2.
Has already received enough USAID. Parents and teachers in a Seattle suburb will vote next week on a plan to ban 3 books from an elementary school library. Those who want to get rid of the books say they're just too gruesome for young readers. More from Susanna Frame.
I was upset by the graphic illustrations and violent stories.
Debate broke out here over death, the devil, and dismemberment. All topics stemming from 3 thin books of folklore called The Scary Stories by Alvin Schwartz.
Sure, they're going to be afraid of fires and drowning and strangers. But why do they have to live with this fear that somebody's going to chop them up and eat them?
My name is Sandy Vrabel, and I'm a retired grandmother and mother. I was PTA president at that time. How they were brought to my attention was I had several calls from parents. One of my neighbors, her son had brought home one of the Scary Stories, and she said he was being very secretive, and he was in the 3rd grade. And she said normally he didn't have a problem showing me his backpack, but that day he seemed very mysterious. And later on, when I went to say goodnight, he was hiding under the covers with a flashlight. She asked him what he was looking at, and he tried to hide the book. So that gave me an incentive then to definitely go talk to the librarian. So she got defensive and said I needed to go discuss it with the principal. He said to me, well, if you are really concerned about this, then what you may want to do is challenge the books. And then, of course, it hit the Seattle media, and then it just escalated from there. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is, out of control.
Alvin was thrilled at the publicity he got from his books being banned in some places. He just thought that was wonderful. So Alvin had a number of different jobs with organizations, communications director. editor. He tried a number of different kinds of places.
Then he became a reporter, and I think that is kind of was a formative experience, as an adult, in terms of his professional identity. Is he had the instincts, he had the skills, and the experiences of a really very good journalist.
I think he loved reporting, inquiry. It was all about finding the answer to a question he had, which was what makes this tick? Why is this interesting? And he was a bulldog. He really knew how to do research.
My name is William Simmons Tyler. I was born in Bangor, Maine, January 27, 1900.
No glass, no Airbus. What y'all on? What up, man? What up, man? Ripping the pen. How did it go? How did it go? How did it go yesterday? Was yesterday the first day? How did it go? How did it go? Get to that bag, yes, sir. How did the first day go? Congratulations.